So
Welcome
this
to
is
the
all Kentucky
yes.
Derby preview stuff, right?
Welcome to the 2015 Kentucky Derby preview. Charlie Hildebrand, Drew Amon, Marcus Traxler, the bearded one, Nathan Stacken, David Schottenkirk, Clemson Zones, Vic Beasley, right here in the flesh. The Kentucky Derby, we break down the horses. We tell you what the hell's going to happen in a race 2 minutes long. Draft special, a Wednesday night extravaganza. We'll pick all 32 first-round picks. Everybody has, 5? And then 2 guys have 2. So we will try and get 4 and 5 of the 32 right to keep on our streak of the last 5 years of getting approximately 5% of these right. So that'll be fun. Everybody will pick one. They have one pick at a time. We'll go down the line, make basically in 6-pick blocks, starting with the Drew and his Tampa Bay Buccaneers selecting first. Charlie, what, in your opinion, makes a successful draft? What do you have to get out of a draft to say, you did a good job?
I think you need at least 2 or 3 guys that can be starters. If they're solid, that's even better. If they're really good, that's even better. But you need some guys that are just there to fill holes for a year. And then if you can get one guy that's a difference maker, then that's really good.
I asked Stacken this last night. I'll ask Drew this now. We look through the drafts, we see who's good and who's not, and there's a lot of misses early on. These are all humans. They make mistakes. We don't know what we're looking for exactly. Even the scouts, this is their jobs. They miss on quite a few. Are you surprised they miss on so much? Considering, I mean, if you got the 10th, 12th pick, you can pick any guy you want. And a lot of the time, they pick the wrong guy.
I think I'm a little bit surprised at how many players end up being or ineffective or have short careers, even within the top 20. I don't really know why that is. We haven't really figured that out. That's why it keeps happening. You would think that people with their first-round pick fit the system, so to speak, and therefore that increases their odds to not be bad NFL players. But teams just draft guys that they shouldn't draft. It happens every year, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. It might keep going with the first pick in this year's draft.
By golly, you can pick any player you want in this entire draft, and you still might just fucking whiff and shit the bed.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
That's the draft, baby.
That's the draft, yes. You have the
I'm
first.
drafting 28-year-old Brandon Whedon with my first-round pick.
Good.
I would like to point out I got that pick right a few years back.
Yes, you've had a couple picks.
Yeah, you did your job, Stacken. The Browns did not do theirs.
Nope.
We are looking to be as accurate as possible and get the, at the very least, get the spot right in the draft. Like if somebody goes 15, we're saying this guy's going 15, or maybe even if this guy goes to this team, that may count as well. Stacken, you picked Brandon Whedon. I listened to that here last week, and we're like, get the hell out of here. That's stupid.
Well, last year or 2 years ago, didn't I get like 6 of the top 10 right or something?
It's very good, yeah. You and also Demaryius Thomas, another guy, which we thought bullshit. That's not going to happen, and it did. So one pick worked out, one pick did not.
Basically, the Cleveland Browns need to get me in their front office right now since I'm hitting on 50% of my picks.
Yes, and the report's out that they say they have offered the Titans 2 first-round picks. I assume that's this year's 12 and 19, to move up 10 spots to take Marcus Mariota at number 2 because they just took a quarterback last year in the first round, Johnny Manziel. So apparently not pleased with his game and a half of action, 30 snaps that they saw from him. So they're going to try to pick another guy. So, Marcus, the trades. What have we decided here with trades? What's going to happen here?
Some of these trades have been pre-brokered. They are finalized. I have a list of trades here that I probably won't be able to get on the screen until the end.
Will they be announced when the pick is made?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can announce if there's any that are done. We can announce them now. Otherwise, we can wait until the pick, or I don't know if there's going to be some maneuvering here, but
let's get them on the way now and announce them for everybody.
Okay. All right. Well, David and I struck a deal. I am picking for Cleveland, both 12 and 19, and so I am giving up number 12 and number 43 to move up to number 3, and the Jaguars will get 12 and 43. So the Browns moving up to number 3 in our little exercise.
Okay, and then you're keeping track of the deal here as far as teams are concerned.
That's right.
Your order here. Okay.
Charlie and I also have a deal later on in the first round. Philadelphia is moving up from 20 to 15, swapping with San Francisco. In order to get up there, they're giving up their third rounder, hypothetically, it would be the number 84, 84th pick in the draft.
And little known fact, I also snuck in Tim Tebow to the 49ers as team chaplain.
Nice. Very good. Duel, the rare chaplain player combination. So those would be the 3 major trades we have, or 2 major trades that we have. Okay.
Yep.
That's it for now, I guess.
Drew Hammond has the first pick. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers won 2 games last year. They lost a lot of close ones. They'll do better this year. Jameis Winston, likely to go to Tampa Bay. The order is Drew, Charlie, David, apparently picking for Cleveland. Is that right? Or
Marcus will make that pick.
Marcus is picking for Cleveland at 3.
Correct.
Okay. Then I'll pick for Oakland. Nathan will pick for Washington, and Marcus picking again for the Jets at 6.
Yep.
That's right.
So, Drew Hammond, who goes first?
All right. Well, we missed. It's too bad that this draft preview doesn't have the Roger Goodell hail of booze.
No!
But that's all right. Anyway.
You didn't cover up concussions for 20 years, so you're fine.
Yeah, I'm all right.
You pay taxes.
We are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are drafting Jameis Winston at quarterback from Florida State.
Charlie, Tennessee, will they make it 2 quarterbacks in a row?
They will. They're going to go with Marcus Mariota out of Oregon. The last minute, Sumner just didn't quite show enough, so they had to go with Mariota.
He'll be the next guy taken, for sure. Now we have Marcus picking for Cleveland at 3, who was traded up to Oakland. Very interested in this. Who will the Browns pick here at number 3?
The Browns move up with a purpose, and I'm now, of course, a lot of talk today about them going to number 2. But not a lot of firepower, I don't think, for the Browns to get to number 2. They move up to number 3 with an idea of offense in mind. They will take Amari Cooper, Alabama.
Okay. Another team making another trade high in the draft for an Alabama quarter or Alabama wide receiver. Well, there you go. With the 4th pick, I
want
have
everyone
Oakland.
to know that in this really old mock draft I'm using to knock things off, I had to cross off Cooper. That means he can't go to the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh,
where he would go in February.
I mean, mock drafts right after the season, those are always worth your while and worth your time. So, I've got 4 for Oakland. I'll take defensive lineman Leonard Williams from Oakland.
Rest in peace, Leonard.
Huh?
Rest in peace to his career.
Good
Hey,
good
you
luck
know
there.
what? Khalil Mack didn't do too bad last.
If the Raiders ever get good again, I think Leonard Williams would make an excellent Oakland Raider if they're good.
Yeah, Stacken mentioned Khalil Mack. I thought he'd be a bust. A lot of people thought he would be no good. A linebacker from Buffalo going to Oakland, and he did well last year. Mr. Stacken, the Redskins, the Blueskins, the Whiteskins, who do they pick? A lot of defensive guys out there.
I'm wondering if Atlanta is going to be calling me at all for this 5th pick. Atlanta, you want to call?
I've got Atlanta. In real life, they might. I am not, though.
You're not. Okay.
I'm going to probably take a pass rusher. Not all 5 pass rushers are going to go between now and then. I'll just take whoever's left.
Sorry, I just thought I saw that 678 area code pull up, or 404, and I just wanted to make sure you didn't want to strike a deal. So, with that being said, think Washington is going to take. We're going to take the best defensive end of the pass rusher out there. We're going to take Dante Fowler from Florida.
And Marcus, you also pick for the Jets. Who do the Jets take?
Yeah, the Jets. A lot of needs for the Jets. They're going to go with the. Let's see here. We just had Dante Fowler come off the board. Charlie mentioned sort of this slew of really good pass rushers, so they will take Vic Beasley.
Vic Beasley. So the first three players are offensive skill positions. The next three are defensive linemen or edge rushers. Drew, Tampa Bay picks Jameis Winston. I guess I was surprised that in the beginning of the process, fairly early, he became the number one guy over Mariota, who I thought was the number one guy for a year or two. You think he's going to be any good?
I wonder about him being good long term. I think he could be good his first year in the league. The whole like plug and play thing is, I suppose, fitting for him considering the system he came from. I just think there's a lot, there's a lot of problems with him off the field, and you wonder about something happening over a 5-6 year period. So I think he could be good to start. You don't know what to think about how this kid's going to be 5-6 years from now. We got a trade phone.
We have a phone. Hello.
Hello.
Is that Willis McGahee?
He doesn't find the women of Buffalo very attractive at all.
No, he's pretty much a bastard himself. So. Schottenkirk, you've been on the Jameis Winston legal side of this. Are you surprised that somebody with his track record is going number one? Is he worth that? Is he good enough to say, I can rape and pillage, and I'll be good enough to be the first pick?
I think in a relatively weak draft, I would call this, I think he does warrant a number one pick regardless of all his indiscretions or whatever. But talent-wise, there's a lot of people saying obviously his interception numbers spiked this last season, but his freshman down there he was very, very good. I think only had 10 picks and 45 touchdowns or whatever it was. But a lot of these interceptions this past year were tip balls and not necessarily his fault. He didn't look so hot against Oregon in the Rose Bowl, obviously. But talent's there. Two biggest concerns for me from a pure football perspective is his release is ungodly slow, and he's not exactly mobile for all the talk or whatever. He's pretty slow, but he can maneuver in the pocket well enough, and his arm talent is unquestioned. I think it's a fairly safe pick in a weak draft.
I mean, you look at his stats. It's a quite a dramatic decline from 2013 to 2014. Yards are about the same. They don't matter. Touchdowns are down from 40 to 25. Interceptions, as you mentioned, almost double from 10 to 18 with those tip balls in there. The yard per pass attempt is interesting. Down over 2 yards per attempt, which I think is a dramatic decrease from 10.6 to 8.4. I'm really surprised he's the number one guy with his off-the-field issues, with his on-the-field issues. We'll see what happens with Jameis Winston and Tampa Bay. Amari Cooper going 3. Mr. Traxler, you're making that pick. Cleveland. Explain this pick here.
Yeah, I think they're kind of in a point where, regardless of who their quarterback is, they need some guys to throw the ball to. They won't have Josh Gordon. I think that's a pretty mediocre defense. They certainly could benefit from another pass rusher or maybe a cornerback, but I just think that offense isn't going to turn around unless they have a legitimate threat. I like Amari Cooper the most of all the receivers in the draft. I have warmed up to Kevin White in the last couple weeks, and so I mean Kevin White could be going to Cleveland too, but I think this is. I don't know. I don't know if Cleveland would really go up to 3. David keeps saying that Jacksonville is really looking to move down, so maybe this is a position where the Jaguars are going to move out of. And I think it makes sense if Cleveland wants to get better offensively. They've shown to be aggressive in previous drafts. See what happens.
Do you expect them to trade with Tennessee at 2? Is that just a bunch of junk?
I think it's a bunch of junk. I don't think it's going to happen. They might move up, but there's too much egg on the face. I think if you move up and you create a real firestorm with Manziel, I would be interested to see the really quiet Mariota and the bombacious Manziel though.
What about the philosophy of we're just going to take the same position until quarterback's a big position. If you could take a quarterback every year until one fits, is that worth it? Manziel, did not start off well. We'll see how he does. Mariota, we'll see how he does. Is that a good philosophy, or it seems like teams take a quarterback and usually they don't take a quarterback in the first round for a few years after that? Charlie.
I mean, it's certainly something new to try. I mean, if you spend a first-round draft pick on a quarterback 3 years in a row, and one of them gets you somebody like Joe Montana or John Elway or Troy Aikman, then I think it works. But if you get like Matt Leinart and then Byron Leftwich and then Chris Winkie, then obviously you've really screwed yourself long-term then.
I went back sometime last year and looked at the draft for the last, 20, 25 years and basically ranked the quarterbacks that were selected, and I think I came up with there's 3 good quarterbacks to draft on average. Sometimes more, sometimes less. So at average, there's 3 quarterbacks in each draft that turn out to be any good. So Drew starts the next round of picks off with the Chicago Bears. Who do they pick here at number 7?
Bears need a wide receiver, and I think they're going to pick Kevin White from West Virginia.
Charlie is picking for Atlanta. Defensive player, possibly. Who do they go with?
I think Atlanta is going to take Shane Wright, the defensive end out of Missouri, even with all the problems yesterday.
Very nice.
Might go with the Kentucky guy, but I'm going with the Missouri guy.
At number 9, David makes his first pick. The New York Giants, long rumored to be one of those spots where they take an offensive tackle. Who do they take?
Yeah, they're going to take a tackle/guard, Brandon Sheriff from Iowa. Is the pick.
Number 10, St. Louis, Travis Kriens. Who do they pick? Oh, let's see. Who do they pick? I had them taking Brandon Sheriff. That ain't going to happen. So let's see this.
They could share him.
Huh?
They could share him.
They could share that. You get him half the time?
They could take your new favorite player, Lale Collins, out of LSU.
What a dummy.
I'll take that Andrus Peach from Stanford.
Good pick.
Number 11, the Minnesota Vikings. What Pro Bowler do they get this year? Mr. Stacken.
Hold on. Teddy Round right now.
Well, they can't...
Teddy's really wanting me to take Devontae Parker, but I think defense we're pretty good at wide receiver, so we're gonna the Minnesota Vikings are gonna take Trey Waynes, cornerback out of Michigan State.
Any more guys with
Vikings
dreadlocks?
wide receiver?
No, they're taking Trey Waynes.
Yeah, I know.
Or receiver. I would like them to take Mr. Parker, but we'll see. And David picking for Jacksonville, who moved down from 3 to 12 with a trade from the Browns. Who did the Cleveland Jacksonville guys get?
In this scenario, if it works out, this is exactly what I wanted. Fell right in my lap. At this point, they're not drafting for position. They're drafting the best player available on their board. Nose tackle, Danny Shelton.
You think Danny Shelton will be something?
I think he's the second best defensive player in the draft, yep.
Behind Leonard Williams.
Behind Leonard Williams, yep.
Yeah. Second round of picks. Drew took Kevin White from West Virginia. NFL trades are insanity. Brandon Marshall goes to the Jets for a bag of beans. And then it seems like once the draft gets here, you have to give up everything and anything just to move up 5 spots in the draft.
There's a point system.
They're insane. They're absolutely insane to move up so much to take one guy that you have no idea who's going to be good or not. Anybody have problems with Shane Ray at 8? Stacking. He smokes the pot. It's against the rules.
Yeah, plus with his foot injury too, the concerns about the foot. I think Ray actually dropped a little bit. It's a good fit for Atlanta, but I think they reach a little high with him. I actually think there's a good chance he slides all the way into the second round, and Atlanta could maybe jump up and get him there. In my mock draft, I have Atlanta going with Todd Gurley.
Boo!
They Kevin Fowler and Beasley, the defensive end, the pass rushers, with them off. I think that they need to add to the offense to make it more balanced, to not rely so much on Matt Ryan. So I had him taking Todd Gurley.
Kriens, I'll give you the soundbite you absolutely want.
I was going to say
Shane Ray
Charlie.
and Dante Fowler are going to suck in the NFL and be out in 5 years. I just think that the Falcons will probably take one of those guys. I think that that's who they'll probably take because they need a defensive end. I think, like David said, I think Leonard Williams is good. I think Danny Shelton could be good. I think every single one of the pass rushers might not be in the NFL 5 years from now. They could all be massive busts.
Bold statement. Good. That's what I like to see. If Shane Ray was gay, where would he go? Marcus.
5th round, probably.
San Francisco.
San Francisco in the 5th.
I floated this theory earlier today, and another guy who's gotten in trouble with the weed is Randy Gregory. I think both those guys are still going to be top 20 picks. I think Shane Ray will probably still go very close to the top 10, and I don't think it's a stretch to say that that'll be a top 10 guy. I don't think I'm just befuddled that Atlanta needs another pass rusher again. After all these, it seems like they take a pass rusher every year.
Yeah, for the last decade, it seems like now.
It does. Yeah. Not so much just draft, but like a big free agent signing. It seems like they've done this a ton.
OCU and you're not good enough, I guess. Not good enough for Traxler. Charlie, what's your philosophy on running backs in the top 10?
I wouldn't take any running back in the first round. If it was somebody like Adrian Peterson, that's clearly a once-a-decade guy, I might take him at the end of the first round. If you're somebody like the Seahawks and you're like really good at every position already, but if you have any need other than kicker, punter, long snapper, or maybe offensive guard, I'd pick those before I'd take a running back. Because you can get a guy in the second or the third round that might not be as good, but he can get you 90% of the production that the all-star guy will.
If Gurley hadn't tore his ACL, he would have been a top 5 pick this year.
He would not have been, but
he has gotten a lot of
your opinion.
He's gotten a lot of comparisons to Adrian Peterson, and I mean the guy runs hard, but I also think Adrian Peterson, he's a child beater, but he's in a rare class as far as running back.
Yeah, I would say he's the best running back in quite some time, Adrian Peterson. Now we get to the middle portion of the draft where it becomes a more of a crapshoot than it is.
Can I just need to double check the trade, right? That Charlie has 15 now, and David has 20.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Drew Amon picking for the New Orleans Saints. This team took a steep drop back, and they blew some things up this year. Surprising to me, considering they were 8-8, 7-9. Who do they take here? They go offense or defense, or maybe they go special teams. They need a gunner. What do they got?
I've got them picking a gunner on the second day, but not today.
Okay. Damn it.
So I like this pick a lot. It's fun. Going with Randy Gregory, defensive end.
Another troubled defensive end. Charlie picking the next two, I believe. First, what will Miami do? Miami seems like running back is rumored with them. Do they pull the trigger here early in the first?
My bias might get in the way here. They could take a running back. I really hope they don't. I'm going with safety. I just had it. Now I lost it. Where did it go?
Collins?
Now, where is he? Where's he on? Landon Collins, wherever he is on my list here.
Alabama.
Anyways, that's who I've got them taking. The Dolphins.
Philadelphia jumps up to the 15th spot with San Francisco. Charlie, what Oregon player goes here?
I'm saying this is tough because a lot of the guys that I thought maybe they would take, wide receiver, like all of them are gone now.
Devontae Parker still out there?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. He is still out there. I mistakenly thought that Stacken picked him. So, yep, Devontae Parker to the Philadelphia Eagles.
I like that.
Passing on Eric Armstead, the other Oregon guy that Chip Kelly would probably love to take.
I have the Texans pick at 16. I'm taking defensive tackle Malcolm Brown from University of Texas. Keep it local, as we always do. Stacken. Chargers. They could use a running back.
Oh, what? You don't think Danny Woodhead's good anymore?
He's fine.
Yes. Okay.
Chatterton State's best. So.
Let's pull up the Stacken mock draft here and see.
What's the Stacken mock draft say here?
Himself.
What do we got?
We can't hear you.
Well, I suppose since he is available, the San Diego Chargers will select Todd Gurley, running back from Georgia.
All right. That's our third little section here. We got one more. Drew at 18. What happened here?
Is that where we're at, 18?
Yeah, what happened? 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I right here?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Kansas City, 18.
For some reason he gets to pick twice. There's some trade of some sorts. I don't know. Kansas City at 18. They need a receiver. Goddamn bad. Oh, there's not many there left.
They do need a receiver, that's right, and I think they're going to pick one. I'm going to go with Dorial Green Beckham out of Oklahoma.
Whoa!
Jeez.
Schottenkirk, thoughts?
I like the gumption, but that's too early for that shithead.
What do you think?
He's probably the most purely gifted athlete in this draft, but I would be very, very surprised if he didn't. If he went day one.
If he not in the first round here.
I don't think he goes in the first round though. Production wasn't there, and he's a total shithead.
Fine, Jalen Strong.
No.
Damn it!
The card's been in. The card's already been in.
I would think Rashad Perriman would be a better fit here.
Who got hit in the head in this Kansas City game? Somebody get hit in the head? Did the Ventura get hit in the head with the ball? That'd be cute. Who got hit in the head? I don't know. Perriman, sure. Beckham, Green Beckham, he's got all the talent in the world. I really like him, but he's a dumb shit that does dumb shit things. If he can keep together, that's a hell of an athlete there. Devontae Parker going to Philadelphia. Charlie, do you like what Chip Kelly's doing? Because a lot of people don't. I really like him, and I'm going to give him. I'm just going to wait and see what happens here. But what has he done?
I like what he's doing, that he's at least trying to do something different. It seems like, offensively at least, there's a lot of teams that aren't willing to break the mold at all. And, I think New Orleans has, I think New England has recently, and certainly Philadelphia is trying to do it more than anybody else, and I like it there. I guess if you got a coach, you want him to have confidence in what he's doing, and he clearly thinks that what he's doing is going to work, and he's trying to find guys and move stuff around. At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow he traded for himself to go somewhere else, and if that could somehow get a better draft pick some way. I don't know if it's going to work, but I certainly like the balls that he's got to do it.
Sam Bradford, they trade for him. Apparently, he's going to be their quarterback. Drew, Sanchez has gone there. He's done better than he did with the Jets, which was not hard to do, but he did. The system quarterback thing, do you think, it's just a plug-and-play type of thing. Do you think Bradford will be another one of those quarterbacks where just put him in there and he'll do better than you think?
Well, Kelly always says we don't have an offense, or they don't have a system or whatever.
They got a system.
So he's going to try to cater to Bradford, and we know that Bradford's not very good throwing the ball down the field. So you might see a lot of kind of short throws. I think it could work. I think at least Bradford could be above average. This is the former #1 pick, and he has talent. He just hasn't had much talent around him. He hasn't had injury luck. Maybe it all comes together now. I don't know.
I think it certainly helps them too that if they're healthy, they've got a pretty good offensive line in Philadelphia too. Unlike where a lot of quarterbacks who struggle are just getting ear-holed every 3 snaps, it seems like.
Yeah.
Who'd they sign at running back? Spiller? Who'd they get?
The Saints?
Oh yeah, they got DeMarco Murray for. We'll see if that works out.
I completely forgot all about that.
That's right. David, it seems to me that this team doesn't have a quarterback for next year. How do they figure that out? Draft a guy, or what do they do?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know what they're going to do. It's one of those things, roll with what they have, which isn't much, but I honestly don't have a good answer to that.
Crazy out there thought, because they didn't run the exact same offense, maybe he's going to draft Bryce Petty in round 4 and have Bryce Petty be a starter.
That would be 100% good with me. I want to see that very much.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd work, but it'd be interesting.
Stacking. You got Todd Gurley going to San Diego in this draft at 17. Philip Rivers says he doesn't want to be there after next year. He's gone. So what would San Diego, what would you recommend they do as far as quarterback goes in this draft?
You know, the talk is that they would try and trade Rivers in the 17th overall pick up to Tennessee for Mariota. They seem to be pretty infatuated with him. I like that move if I'm them. I see if the Titans are looking for a little bit more, then I would go perhaps a little higher, maybe throw in a 3rd rounder or so. But if Rivers doesn't seem inclined to want to stay past this year, I think the Chargers would be doing themselves a disservice by not at least trying to reach out to Tennessee and trading to then draft Mariota.
Marcus?
And I actually think San Diego. I actually think San Diego and Philadelphia are 2 most likely teams to trade up with Tennessee.
Trade up those 2
for Mariota.
Am I right here in that David's got 3 straight picks?
No.
Didn't what did he give up here to move up with Jacksonville? Did he give up the 12 and the 19, or the 12 and the what?
I gave up 12 and 43 to go to number 3.
Okay. So Cleveland, their second pick here. Marcus, their first pick, they picked Amari Cooper.
Yep.
So, pick another receiver here for him.
Yeah, well, I'll take Drew's Jalen Strong. No, I'm kidding.
No, the card's in. That's the pick. That's it.
It's been. I looked this up now because Cleveland. I'm curious about their draft history. It's been 6 years since they've taken an offensive lineman. A lot of skill position guys. Since then, they will change that. They will take Eric Flowers, offensive tackle out of Miami, with pick number 19.
He spells his name funny. I don't like it.
Cleveland, the Browns are doing backflips if Flowers fell that far.
I think Joe Thomas and Eric Flowers as book-in tackles, and probably they'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Last offensive lineman they took was Alex Mack in 2009, their center, and he may not be there after next year.
He's pretty good.
He is pretty good.
David's got the next 2 picks. San Francisco at 20, Cincinnati at 21. San Francisco traded down 5 spots with Philadelphia. What do they pick here?
Yeah, San Francisco still gets their guy that they're probably going to take at 15 if they stay there, Eric Armstead. It's kind of the group think with that one. A lot of people have that. I do as well. I think they desperately need help on the defensive line, and he's the guy that seemingly been linked, and I think it makes sense.
Nobody spells Eric correctly.
Eric Armstead, get bent. Spell it right. And at 21, the Cincinnati Bengals, 29th year head coach, Billy Johnson over there. Who do they pick at 21?
21, Cincinnati, a case here where they just simply can't pass up. It's been a top player on the board for quite a while. I was really surprised he fell this far, but Bud Dupree comes off finally here at 21.
Oh.
Similar to Charlie, Bud Dupree will be a shit football player. That's just the way it is. You play at Kentucky, get the hell out of here.
I think Dupree will be better than Fowler or Shane Ray, but yeah, I don't know if he's going to be any good either.
Bud Dupree in that long line of Kentucky Wildcats, storming is just kicking ass.
Long line of people in Kentucky named Bud.
Bud, where that dark gentleman named Bud. I've got the Pittsburgh Steelers. They'll take Kevin Johnson, cornerback, Wake Forest. Stacking. You have Detroit.
Detroit Lakes.
Say something bad about Detroit.
Eric
bankrupt.
Didn't I already burn some bridges with Detroit already? Didn't I say something inflammatory on the show before? Can we bring that up again?
Well, as long as you use facts, I'm fine with whatever the hell you got. So.
You single-handedly ruined the Detroit automotive industry, Stacking, with your comments.
What with all these goddamn electric cars saving the fuel? Go to hell. The fuel's out there to be used. Who's going to use it? Not us. It's getting warm out. I like warm. It's like South Carolina in June.
God, I hope this is the conversation that the ESPN shitheads are talking about when Detroit's on the clock.
Y11's not there, so you'll be fine, and I won't have to put on the closed captioning to decipher what Ray Lewis says, since the mayor of Baltimore is stuck up in his home. So,
one of my favorite NFL draft jokes every year is when Detroit is up.
What receiver?
And then at least one person goes on TV goes, "Are they gonna pick a receiver?" That's about 5 years old, but all right.
Their defense, they lose in Ndamukong Suh. Their defense was good last year, very good. I'd say one of the top 5 defenses. But some reason their offense took a step back. They lose Reggie Bush, Calvin Johnson, getting up there. So.
Yep, and we are looking at possibly Melvin Gordon here, but you mentioned the loss of Ndamukong Suh. That there's a lot of defensive line. Even though we traded for Haloti Ngata, that's very good, but we need someone to pair him up with. So the Detroit Lions will take Eddie Goldman, defensive tackle out of Florida State.
Eddie Goldman, and there you go. The crowd likes it.
Good. If I get Schottenkirk's approval on anything, I know I've done a good job, so I appreciate that.
Good.
You bet.
And Marcus Traxler taken for the Dave Pasha squad, Arizona.
Arizona, kind of an interesting team need-wise. Another team that I think needs line help. So they will take Cameron Irving, the interior lineman, to fill either guard or center position for them long term.
Any Arizona offensive lineman, I have one request. Try not to let Carson get killed this year, for Christ's sake.
This seems like another team that could use a quarterback, because Carson Palmer, age, injuries, and besides that, I mean, they could have done something in the playoffs last year, but they had no quarterback. So.
They got Logan Thomas from Virginia Tech. What are you talking about, man?
Put him in! Put him in! That shit I watched during that goddamn Panthers playoff game was terrible.
No, you just watch. They might make a move for Brett Hundley in the second round.
There'd be something if they just took him right here.
Sure.
I don't think that's going to happen. It'd be stupid, but it'd be funny if we had like a Christian Ponder thing and somebody took him.
How are they going to be worse than him?
Arizona's way too smart for that, though.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, they're pretty dumb. Drew, Carolina, you got all the goddamn South teams. Carolina. Who do they pick? 25th.
They need offensive line help, and I think they get it via DJ Humphreys from Florida.
Charlie, Baltimore. What defensive guy they pick?
Let's start a riot.
There were a lot of the guys I wanted to take for Baltimore are gone. With their checkered history of drafting guys, I came close to having them take La'el Collins. And I think they still might. This guy might not be a perfect fit, but like all the 7 guys I thought might go there, a lot of them are gone. But he was super good, as Schottenkirk could attest. I'll say that Baltimore takes Shaq Thompson, the outside linebacker from Washington.
I like that.
Interesting.
I think that this is possibly the first spot where Marcus Peters from Washington comes off the board.
Another guy with some off-field issues, questionable. Maybe
Shit,
not.
right written in Baltimore.
Should have. He looks good in purple. David, the Dallas Cowboys, pick 27th overall, 12-4, their best year in 20 years.
Yeah, stacking with the Marcus Peters reference, 27. Dallas takes Marcus Peters. They desperately need cornerback help.
I have the Denver Broncos. Let's take a T.J. Clemmings, some random ass offensive lineman, Pittsburgh, wherever the hell he's from. Sure. Stacking, Indianapolis. Give us another running back, please.
Oh, that's true. He is still on the board. I guess I didn't realize that.
Your last chance, damn it.
You know what? Why not? We'll give the Colts Melvin Gordon from Wisconsin.
Last time they had a first-round running back, Trent Richardson, that worked out well. So let's do it again.
He doesn't have to do very much to be better than Trent Richardson was in Indianapolis.
I think we all could have a better career than Trent Richardson.
You could show up and take a knee and average more yards. So.
Where is he? Where'd he go?
I don't know where he went. Oakland, probably. I don't know.
Yep.
Did he?
I think he went back to work at that yogurt store.
Gotta have something to fall back on. Marcus picking for his favorite team, the Green Bay Packers. What rookie will win a Super Bowl next year?
I was just thinking that Green Bay is a common talked about landing spot for my guy Duke Johnson out of Miami in the second round. And so I don't know if they'd really be that interested in Melvin Gordon. If he managed to get there at 30, I don't think he will. But at least a potential landing spot. I will take last year's Butkus Award winner, Eric Kendricks from UCLA, a linebacker.
2 picks. Let's finish this thing off. Drew, picking for New Orleans again. What a shock. And another South team.
I gotta be reminded who I picked for New Orleans the first time.
The first time.
Randy Gregory.
Yes.
Okay. I'm thinking either offensive tackle or cornerback. I'm going to go cornerback with the Saints.
Okay.
The guy is going to be, I'm going to go with Byron Jones out of UConn.
Byron Jones, the guy that can jump. We'll see if he's any good at actual football.
Yep.
Charlie, your favorite team, the New England Patriots. They won
The Patriots.
So,
in a pick I can guarantee will be wrong because it's the last of the first round and no one ever gets what the Patriots are going to do right ever. And they don't care about anything and they don't care what anyone thinks about them. To their credit, because it's worked. I don't know. They need a guard. They need a corner. They need a defensive tackle. I mean, I'm okay with leaving this up for groupthink even. I'm thinking either the Kriens' buddy, Lil Collins from LSU, or a corner, maybe the Oregon corner with the name I can never pronounce correctly, even though he got hurt last year.
They got some experience with murderers, and Collins is in the midst of a murder. That's interesting to see how smoking weed affects your thing, and how being involved somehow directly or indirectly to shooting a woman dead. How's that affect your draft stock? So.
To be fair, Tom Brady does care what you think, 'cause that's why he didn't go to the White House. He didn't like.
Oh, what was his parents' wedding anniversary?
He didn't like the shot at his character. He can go fuck himself.
What happened with?
To be fair, he's been to the Super Bowl or the White House 4 times already. I think at that point, I don't know if you really care anymore. And you put me in an uncomfortable position to defend Tom Brady stacking. That is not a role I'm comfortable with.
I didn't ask you, Charlie, to defend him.
I know.
You chose to go out on that raft on your own.
Good.
Yeah, that way out on that branch. So I don't know. I guess I'm gonna go with Ifo Ekpre Olumu for the Patriots. They're going to say, you know what, Willis McGahee came back and was fine, and we know that Phil Knight's going to make sure that Olumu comes back fine.
Yeah, Marcus, you can handle that name in the thing there. So.
Yeah, you're leaving it to me.
You figure that out.
You still.
I can tell you how to spell it
Okay,
here.
what do we
I
got?
can find it again.
Like, sometimes you put something into Google, you get close, it pops up. I don't even know why. IPKE, fucking a couple consonants, a couple vowels. I don't know.
His first name's IFO, and then it's a hyphenated last name. It's EKPRE hyphen OLOMU.
LOLMU. Very good. That's the first round mock draft in just around 45 minutes. That's the way it should be. About a minute and a half per pick. Get them in. God damn it! Quit wasting time. Jottenkirk, anybody not in this draft that you think, wow, why the hell is he not here?
Yeah, there's about 4 guys that we do not have in the first round that I'd be pretty surprised by. The biggest name of which, call me a homer if you will, but there's been a lot of steam, a lot of heat the last few days in particular, that Nelson Aguilar has been rocketing upwards. I think if we're going to take somebody out, I would, Drew's pick, Doyle Green Beckham, now that I think about it, I'm warming up to it because I think they might take a receiver. I don't think that's the one. Maybe that's a spot for Aguilar. Jordan Phillips, nose tackle at Oklahoma, another guy that I think will be in the first round. New England probably could have used him at 32. Detroit, if they don't go Goldman, that could be a spot there. Philip Dorsett, again, another receiver. I think he's going to be in the first round somewhere. Someone's going to make a move, make a mistake on him. Blazing speed, but not much else. And Jalen Strong, another receiver. I think from about 20 to 32, it's going to be very, very receiver heavy, and that's not how our board played out, but who knows? We'll see what happens. All around, pretty solid effort. There's a few things that I'm scratching my head about, but I'll keep it to myself.
I also like Amon's guy, Jalen Strong.
Devontae Parker, too. Did he get drafted?
Yeah, he did. 15.
No, never mind.
Marcus, who's the third quarterback taken?
I think it'll be Brett Huntley. I have him going 37th to New York Jets.
How is you and David are doing a 2-round mock draft? I am doing a one-round mock draft along with whoever else wants to participate.
Yep.
How is that coming, Mr. Track Survey? 2-round mock draft.
Mine is filled out. It's very very difficult to even understand, who's going to do what. Dorial Green Beckham, for me, first player gone in the second round. I think Tennessee maybe in the market for a wide receiver at number 33. Jalen Strong also 35. I had Shaq Thompson. So a lot of names up towards the front. Amir Abdullah, 55th to Arizona. Garrett Grayson, 59th to Denver. He's the fourth quarterback for most people, and a lot of people.
You're welcome for that pick.
A lot of people have put Denver with that. I may change that still because I don't know if Denver is going to take a quarterback in the second round, but I don't know. And I do have Duke Johnson going to Green Bay, pick 62. I also have did T.J. Clemmings get taken by somebody in the first round?
I took him to Pittsburgh, I think. Or,
I have
Denver.
taking him 45th in the second round, which seems like it'd be okay.
You like Duke Johnson a lot?
I do. Runs hard. Got a little beat up last year, but I think that's mainly because he was doing everything for Miami. I don't know. I like the way that guy runs. I think, obviously, there's always durability questions with running backs in the NFL, but with a name like Duke, how do you go wrong?
You go, he looks like a jackass.
You go wrong when you blow out your knee, I guess. But
That's no good. Receiver seems to be a lot of talent there, 4 or 5 deep in the first round possibly. Charlie doesn't like some of these defensive edge rushers. Charlie, strong positions, weak positions here in the top half of the draft.
I think edge rushers are good in terms that there's a lot of them, and I think that, none of them, I don't think any of them, there's no chance they can be good. I just think that they all have question marks. And then I would agree with receiver that there's a lot of receivers that could be good. Quarterback and offensive tackle are less than they normally are. If you really need a quarterback or an offensive tackle in the top 15, this might not be the year to be picking in the top 15.
To me, to me, defensive end is like the one position where it's just like, you have no damn idea. I mean,
Why?
I just think that there's so many guys. I think every year there's, 7 defensive ends taken in the first round? And, like, maybe one is good. And then a lot of guys will, will end their career with 11 career sacks and they get an injury. Or to me, defensive end more than a lot of other positions is just like a complete crapshoot. I mean, I know the whole draft is, but it seems like defensive ends more than any other position. Most others.
My guess on that is that part of it would be scheme, is just that different colleges ask guys to do different things and they have to do different stuff in the NFL. And just with the premium on pass rushing now, that you have to be so good at pass blocking that a lot of these guys that would have been, maybe good 30 years ago just aren't as good now. And if you've got a speed rushing defensive end that only gets you 7 sacks in a year, that's not good enough if they can't do anything else except rush the passer.
Exactly.
Stack, and what positions translate the best to the NFL? What spot can you see and say, okay, this guy's really good in college. I think he's going to be really good in the NFL?
Corners sometimes fail and stuff. I would actually probably say linebacker or them or wide receivers. Wide receivers, can be a bust like Troy Williamson, but then you see what we had last year with Odell Beckham and guys like that. I would probably, I don't know. I guess I would lean towards linebacker. It's a lot to do, but they're very athletic. You can move around a lot. I just think that they can transition to the NFL good, along with some interior offensive linemen.
Kind of a similar question to Drew. What position do you think is less reliant on all the factors that are key? Whether it be the playbook, the coaches, your teammates, what position is less reliant on all of those other factors? And it's basically, if you're good, you're going to be good no matter where you go. Is there a position that you see you can say, like running back is? Doesn't really matter as long as you have a decent line. You can perform well no matter where you go.
My instinct wanted to say cornerback. I think a running back depends so much on your offensive line. As far as a corner, if you have good footwork or even good speed, it's interesting that a corner doesn't have to have blazing speed to be good. It really depends on how good, fundamental they are, if they're able to, push at the line of scrimmage or be able to play zone or be able to play man-to-man. I just think if you have some of the core things, you can be a good corner, and it's not going to make too much of a difference where you're at.
Marcus, the Minnesota Vikings pick 11. We follow the team closely. Trey Waynes seems to be the guy from Michigan State who everybody has them selecting. And if not him, Devontae Parker, Teddy's a favorite guy from Louisville. Where do you stand? Do you like one more than the other?
I like Trey Waynes. I thought it was interesting that you posted the Pro Football Focus, College Football Focus. Yes, caress that facial hair. And they did not find him to be any higher than like a second-round pick. Not worthy of being the top corner in the draft. I like that he has size. I just think I'm sick of seeing the Vikings. And we're finally to the point where they have corners. I think I've said that before, where they can actually cover a team. But in this division, you got to be able to cover some receivers. I would like to have a nice, big guy who can go opposite Xavier Rhodes. I think when the draft, like when the season first ended, and they were talking about potential picks, and that was when I started to tune things out. They kind of mentioned Devontae Parker and how obviously Teddy would be happy if they had him. But I don't want him to just pick somebody because Bridgewater was a teammate with him in college. But it seems like he has a pretty good skill set. And I think, if Bridgewater had a relatively pro philosophy, I think that's good news for Devontae Parker. Hopefully he ran NFL-style routes. And I wouldn't be opposed to him being picked by the Vikings. So if it's Waynes or Parker, I'll be pretty happy.
What about Johnson from Wake Forest?
How about trading down to get him?
Well, I mean, that would be great, too.
Yeah, I mean, now we have this general rule here in the Sports Lounge that we can't listen to anything that GMs say before the draft. But yesterday, Rick Spielman was pretty clear that he's interested in trading down if that would happen. I also think that means he's pretty interested in trading up at some other point in the first round, which we also like. So I think it's very realistic that they trade down from 11. I saw somebody list the Vikings as one of the 3 teams that seem most likely to trade down, and I won't be opposed to that if they get somebody that they want. And if it's Kevin Johnson, because 11 would be too early probably for him. Mm-hmm. If they go down to 15 or wherever, I think that'd be fine.
David, it seems like Waynes or Parker are the top two. You give Waynes, I don't know, 75, 80%. You give Parker the rest. Who would be that number 3 guy?
Well, assuming maybe if another receiver fell, I kind of floated this out there with Traxler that I think Kevin White might fall. I think Chicago at 7 is a pretty big swing pick. I don't think they take a receiver. I think obviously losing Brandon Marshall hurts, but they need defensive help just about everybody else in that range. I think Chicago takes Danny Shelton at 7, and Wayne slips down a little bit. I don't think Atlanta takes one. I don't think the Giants take one. That would be a dream scenario. Otherwise, you're looking at guys, there isn't really that third guy that's dead set because with the way everyone is thinking the board's going to break, there hasn't needed to be, but it would have to probably be the best corner, which, in that case, trade down might be the option to get your Kevin Johnson like you guys ran potential. And I do think, believe it or not, that they are a lot higher on Marcus Peters than anyone would realize at this point.
Yeah. I do have a trivia question.
I'm also working on one. I didn't know if there's one being prepared.
Higher on Marcus Peters, the Vikings, or someone else?
I think the Vikings are very high on Peters, and if they trade down, that's who they're targeting, in my opinion.
I actually think they could trade back up into the first round because I actually see Peters only 2 real fits for him in that first round. I think it's going to be either Baltimore or New England. So at 26 or 32, I think that's where Peters goes, unless the Vikings can trade up.
What about Dallas at 27? Dallas needs.
I have them taking Jalen Collins from LSU.
Well, that would be.
or George. Oh, Lael Collins. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the corner, not the offensive lineman.
Who?
Jalen Collins, LSU cornerback.
Yep.
Sure.
That's another name that I didn't bring up. That I would be kind of surprised if you made it out of the first round.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of trading back up in that first round. You want to go Trey Waynes and Peters. Do cornerbacks. I'm a big fan of drafting the same position in the first round. Let's
no.
One of them, none of them, 2 of them. What do you mean no? No. You don't want cornerback? You don't want 2 cornerbacks? That wouldn't get you excited?
You only need one more. You already got one stud in Rhodes.
You got Rhodes and you got nothing else. You got nothing.
You got a little captain in you.
You got 37-year-old Terrence Newman. Come on.
I mean, I'm excited about that. I'm real excited. I mean, get a couple cornerbacks. You're going to play 3-4 at a time. Let's get some cornerbacks here, damn it. Let's get them all. Let's pick 7 of them. Let's go.
Sub packages.
Sure. The 227. Did Marcus have a trivia question, or you were working on something, or what?
I'm working on one, and depending on what it is, maybe I'll set it out if I'm looking up similar questions to you or whatnot.
There's one I could do also. It's not. It's like there's only 2 answers though, and it would just be who knows the answer to this question as opposed to listing ones off.
Little appetizer. Give me some cheese balls, Charlie. What do you got?
In terms of colleges that have produced Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, and winning, it doesn't matter how many you win, just who has produced the most. So, like, Tom Brady and Joe Montana would only count as 1 Super Bowl winning quarterback, not 4. There's 2 colleges that have produced 3 guys that have won Super Bowls.
I'm assuming this does not include backups.
This is starters, yeah.
2 schools have 3 each. That's the best.
They're both Power 5 schools.
Well,
It's not Miami of Ohio.
Well, Michigan's got Brady and is Michigan on there?
Michigan is not one of them. Correct conference for one, but not the right team.
Well, it's not Wisconsin.
It is not Wisconsin.
Is it
How about-
Stanford?
How about
It's not. Stanford's a good guess, but it's not Stanford.
Duke Plunkett, but nobody else.
Purdue seems to be at least
Purdue
two.
is one of them.
They got what? Greasy and Breeze and who else?
I think the other one I don't have it up on me. It's just something I saw earlier on Twitter.
Ricky Stanzi?
It's not Iowa. And I know Traxler's brokenhearted that it's not the Hawkeyes because he loves them so much.
Doggone it.
And there's one more.
The other one is a lot better at college football than Purdue is, especially over the last 10 years or so.
Northern Iowa.
It's not Notre Dame, is it?
It is not Notre Dame. They are further south than Notre Dame or Northern Iowa.
Alabama.
It is Alabama is the other one.
Namath.
Stabler. And I don't remember which one he played for. One of them was Len Dawson. I don't remember if he played for Purdue or Alabama, though.
I think it was
I think
Purdue.
he played for Purdue.
Yeah.
Then I don't remember who the last Alabama guy was.
A.J. McCarron won one here with he led Cincinnati to the Super Bowl here a couple years ago.
That was appearances, not wins, correct?
No, this is wins. This is Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
Okay. Gotcha. I was confused because, appearance-wise, I think Stanford obviously would be up there with Elway and Plunkett, but...
Yeah.
And soon to be Mr. Luck.
Right.
It's bold, Sack, and it's bold.
They're in the Super Bowl this year, I'm telling you right now.
I will say I would be quite surprised if Andrew Luck won his entire career and they never made the Super Bowl once. That would surprise me.
I have two questions. Quarterbacks. We'll go Charlie Drew, Marcus, Nathan, Schottenkirk.
We should be able to.
I'm always last. Always. I love it.
Always last. It's the top seed gets the last spot, apparently. 13 quarterbacks have been selected in the first round that have gone on to go into the Hall of Fame. Charlie, start us off.
I'll start with my guy, Dan Marino.
Don Marino, one of those guys.
Me?
Amon.
Elway.
Elway, another one of those guys. Larry. Are you surprised the number's not higher?
I am surprised it's not higher.
I mean, Peyton Manning, he's going to be one of those guys.
I'm gonna get it wrong. I'm almost sure.
We got a couple of classics here, fuckers. Classics.
I'm just gonna say Johnny Unitas.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Stacking. I know you love those Hawks, but goddamn.
The Hawks. I ain't watching the Hawks. I'm watching Game 7, Tampa Bay, Detroit.
It's only Game 6, Nets Hawks.
In hockey, isn't Tampa Bay the Hawks?
No.
No, I know. They're the Lightning.
When did they change their name?
I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to go Terry Bradshaw.
Bradshaw from Terrible State, yes.
I didn't think he went in the first round.
Yeah. Louisiana Tech, whatever it was.
Right.
Yep.
Well,
Yep. He took over for Phil Robertson, who wanted to do some duck hunting instead. That's a pretty good career move, I think, on his part.
take over for a racist. Great. David.
Troy Aikman.
Aikman. Let me a little spoiler. Troy Aikman, last first-round quarterback to be drafted in the first round. Hall of Fame.
Holy
It
shit.
wasn't Tim Couch. Oh.
He's up next year, so if I
Not
didn't-
Jamarcus Russell either.
David Carr, he'll be there. The brothers Carr will go in together. Charlie.
Well, I had two that I thought of later, and they both have been taken already. And now I'm in the area I was with Schottenkirk's question on Sunday, where I picked Charles Barkley.
It was close.
I'm going to assume. I think Jim Kelly was drafted in the first round.
Jim Kelly was drafted in the first round. Did not play right away with Buffalo, but he was drafted in the first round. Drew. It's not
Wow.
Steve Spurrier. It's not Steve Spurrier.
Um,
5 have been said. That means there are 8 left.
wow.
Couple big names, couple old-time bastards. One guy I particularly like. 2 guys I particularly like.
Christian Ponder.
Mmm.
Hall of Fame wife.
His wife's pretty hot, so.
Josh Heupel.
Hub City Zone.
I think my Dolphins drafted him in the 7th round.
Did we
He did
say-
not make it out of training camp.
Is this your official guess?
Did we say Joe Montana?
Nobody said Joe Montana. Is that your guess?
Yeah.
He was a 3rd-round pick.
Okay.
Nathan, staying strong, stacking stripes and all.
Yep. Well, I just had one too.
You had a bowel movement? What'd you have?
No, that already came and went.
Oh! Smoothies.
Oh shit! It was. I mean, he just was in my head.
Nobody's been. All these guys that are left are pre-1970.
Okay, so I was gonna say Bart Starr. Is Bart Starr there?
He's not there.
Fuck.
David, if you don't get this, Charlie with the win.
Let's go way back and go Otto Graham.
Otto Graham's on the list. Charlie.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with in preparation for the Avengers coming out this week, and I'll say Captain America, Roger Staubach.
Not on the list.
Not on the list.
David, for the win, name an old white guy.
I don't think anybody said Y.A. Tittle yet.
Y.A. Tittle, ... Tittle ... Yes. David wins. I believe that's your first trivia win of the year. Other names.
I
I
got
didn't
one
even
more.
know they had the NFL draft going back that far. I don't even know when it started.
1856.
I think I've got one more too, just for the style points.
What do you got?
Sammy Baugh.
Slinging! Sam Baugh, yes. The first Hall of Fame quarterback ever taken. Sid Luckman, Bobby Lane, and I believe these were 3 guys that were mentioned like 10 minutes ago. Len Dawson,
Joe Namath.
Joe Namath, and Bob Greasy. So,
Oh, Bob Greasy, Christ.
13 Hall of Famers by my count.
Not Brian Greasy.
Close. If he would have played like 7 more years, he would have got it. A couple guys that should make it. Peyton Manning, probably Andrew Luck, Roethlisberger, maybe an Eli Manning, a Phillip Rivers, Flacco. We'll see if he wins another Super Bowl. So only 13 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Traxler, do you have one?
Yeah, you want, and this shouldn't overlap.
I got one more as well. So
Okay. Top 5 draft picks in the last 10 drafts. So 50 players.
holy
going
shit.
back to 2005. And well, I'll just go Charlie, Drew, Stacken, Schott, and Kirk Kriens. Go ahead,
Okay.
Charlie.
Back to 2005, I'll go with Sam Bradford.
Bradford, yes.
Jadeveon Clowney.
Yep.
Wait. Can you repeat the question?
Players picked in the top 5.
Okay.
Going back to 2005, the last 10 drafts.
Matt Khalil.
Matt Khalil, yes.
Is it me or David?
David.
Alex Smith.
Alex Smith, number 1 in 2005. Kriens.
RG3.
RG3, 2012.
Charlie.
Back to me now.
Yep.
I will go with my guy, Nadom Makosa. Ndamukong Suh.
He is on the list, yes. 2010, second pick.
Blake Bortles.
Popping bottles. Last year, number 3.
Stacking.
Oh, sorry. Joe Thomas.
Joe Thomas, yes, number 3 in 2007.
David.
David, yes, sorry.
Jake Long.
Jake Long, number 1 in 2008.
Chris Long.
Chris Long, number 2 in 2008. Charlie.
I don't think this guy was said already. Scam Newton.
Scam.
I want Drew.
2011.
I want Drew to give us a good Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
Good.
But
I'm sorry that name's already been said. You're out.
who could forget this guy, Eric Fisher?
Eric Fisher, number 1, just 2 short years ago.
2 days ago.
Stacking.
Stripes.
We'll go Trent Richardson.
God damn you! That was
Oh,
me.
man.
That was me, Stack.
Shoddy.
Oh, boy. Trying to think. Off the radar, Cedric Benson.
Cedric Benson, 2005, the number 4 pick.
What
Kriens.
about Luke Jokel?
Luke Jokel, yes, number 2, 2 years ago.
I'll go with the guy who I think was the one white player on Hard Knocks last year, Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, yes, 2008. Drew.
Maybe Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck, number 1, 3 years ago. Stacking.
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush, yes. David.
Von Miller.
Von Miller, 2011.
Mario Williams?
Mario,
Oh, you fucker.
number 1.
Whoa, language!
We have not had a single number 5 pick said yet.
Screw him.
Screw 'em.
I'm going to start having to go into my reserve wells I was hoping to save for later. I'll go with Ronnie Brown.
Ronnie Brown was the number 2 pick behind Alex Smith in 2005. Drew on him.
Gerald McCoy.
Gerald McCoy, number 3 in 2010. Stacking.
Who? Real McCoy, that's right.
Ronnie Brown was said. Vince Young.
Vince Young, yep. Number 3 in 2006.
Yeah, would have been behind Bush and Williams.
Schottenkirk.
Justin Blackman.
Justin Blackman was the number 5 pick 3 years ago. That's all for 2012. Friends.
I don't know, maybe this guy's outside, this guy's probably picked before 05, but Robert Gallery.
Robert Gallery not on the list.
Yep.
Charlie.
I will go with Ronnie Brown's buddy, Carnell Cadillac Williams.
That's the one I can't remember.
Cadillac Williams was the name that made me think of doing this list. So.
Very good. Very good.
Drew on.
I'll there's definitely a running back or two, maybe just only one, but I can think of one. Darren McFadden.
Number 4 in 2008, Darren McFadden. Stacking.
Every time I have one right before, and then it gets to me and it just blanks.
Write it down.
Oh, Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack, number 5, last draft. Schottenkirk.
Has anybody said Calvin Johnson?
Calvin Johnson has not been said. 2007, the number 2 pick. Charlie.
Now I'm into guys who I think were in the top 5, but I'm not sure. I think in that 2005 draft, future Hall of Famer, wink wink, Braylon Edwards was in the top 5.
Braylon Edwards was the number 3 pick in that particular draft. That draft, Alex Smith, Ronnie Brown, Braylon Edwards, Cedric Benson, Cadillac Williams.
They could have taken
All-stars.
any player they wanted. They took those 5. Any player.
They all passed on Aaron Rodgers.
They did.
Whoops.
Can I ask if there are any number 1 picks left?
There are 2 number 1 picks left.
Ah, I don't remember who said this guy.
2 number 1s, 2 number 2s, 3 number 3s. And a bunch of 4s and 5s.
That sounds like a hell of a meal for McDonald's.
That's a lot.
Jeez.
That's what the winner gets. Happy McDonald's meals.
All right. I can't remember if we said this number 1 pick, so I'm not going to say him because I'm trying to win. So I'm going to go with the Bucks pick. Rest in peace, Gaines Adams.
Yeah, James Adams, 2007 number 4 pick.
Out of Kriens' school, Clemson. I can't talk right.
I've got the shirt. Kriens has the hat. Clemson.
There you go.
Stacking.
Mm-hmm. Son of a gun.
I want to pull up the list here. See what
A Levi Brown from Arizona.
Ho ho!
Levi Brown, number 5 pick in
Son
2007.
of a bitch.
Wow.
Good one.
Either Stacken completely pulled that out of nowhere, or he's secretly been looking on his computer.
No.
Just kidding, Stacken. Just
He's
kidding.
always compared to the guy that the Cardinals took over Adrian Peterson. So
Who got their motorcycle up and running there?
Some asshole outside.
Huh?
Some asshole.
You got to cover something now?
Yeah, this asshole when he crashed.
Run out there and you can catch it live and do it live.
We're doing it live.
We're live.
Here's Sting with his newest.
Fucking thing sucks.
Fucking thing sucks.
David.
Deion Jordan.
Deion Jordan.
That was my deep reserve one.
He is on the list. I don't know where he's at to check him off. Maybe I wrote it down wrong.
Did you actually spell Dion like it should be spelled, or what?
I might have wrote Deion Johnson.
It's just as good. They've had the same amount of playing time in the NFL anyways.
All right. Should be Charlie's turn.
I'm not sure if this guy's been said or not. I'm going to go with Purple Drank Jamarcus Russell.
Has not been said. Number 1, 2007.
That's what I was thinking of.
Who was? I just got out. Who was just said?
Jamarcus Russell.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford.
Good one.
Oh, man, he went a long time.
2009.
That's all the number 1.
That's all the number 1s.
Yep.
And I will say that there's only 1 quarterback left on this list.
Whose turn is it?
it's mine. Greg Robinson, offensive lineman from Auburn, taken by St. Louis last year.
Very good.
That's it.
I have noticed in this what's fun is sometimes someone says one, and it jars your memory of another guy.
Yes.
I did write down Deion Jordan as Deion Johnson. So he is off the list. Deion Johnson also off the list.
Damn. Would you have accepted Deion Johnson?
I probably would have. I had it written down.
I'll go Patrick Peterson.
Patrick Peterson, yes. 2011, number 5.
I think this guy was in the top 5. A guy that every pass rusher hopes they do not become. I will go with Vernon Golston.
Vernon Golston not in the top 5.
Oh, he must have been 6 or 7.
I think he was, yeah. Drew Amon.
Good run here. Good run.
How about A.J. Green?
A.J. Green, number 4 pick, 2011.
I have two picks here. I'm not sure.
We're going to pick one here.
I know. I'm going to try DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
DeBrickashaw.
Yes, DeBrickashaw Ferguson, the number 4 pick in 2006.
Sweet first name for a tackle.
I had a DeBrickashaw in my school.
Yeah?
Yeah. I called him Tom.
Just easier for everybody that way.
Yeah. David.
Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez, the last of the quarterbacks,
The Sanchez.
taken in 2009.
How many are left here?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Jesus Christ.
By my count, only two offensive players left.
There's one guy I know won't be said.
Yep, there's one on here that also helped spark this list. Guy gone.
Okay, I'm going to join you guys and figure out who they are so I can then be sad I got something wrong.
Okay. I'm going to guess. Might have been said already, probably was. We'll go with Sammy Watkins.
Has not been.
Wow, look at this.
Here.
Look at this.
We got a duel, folks.
Motherfucker, look at this. This is like a Royal Rumble.
I'm done after
This
that.
has gone way longer than I thought, and there are way more people than I thought would be alive this deep into it.
I'm done, for sure.
Stacking.
Think, Amon, think.
Yeah. Oh.
Name another offensive lineman here, since that's what you do.
Did Terrence Newman get said?
Terrence Newman isn't a top 5 pick.
I think he was before that. I think he was like 02 or 03.
He might not have fit our parameters. I was going to go back to 2000, but I didn't have time for that. So, we're down to Shotty and Drew Amon.
Just like golf all over again.
This is match play here.
One of the worst picks in draft history, Aaron Curry.
Aaron Curry, 2009, number 4 pick, Oakland.
Terrence Newman, 5th overall in 03.
There you go. You missed it by 2 years.
Yep.
Drew Amon?
It's all defensive players.
All defensive players. I think two offensive linemen still on the list. I believe.
All right. This might be it. I'm gonna go with Morris Claiborne.
Morris Claiborne not on the list. David, do you have one here?
Ezekiel Ansah.
Yep, Ziggy Ansah, 2 years ago was a number 5 pick.
I've got two more if you're interested.
I'm not. The number 2 pick, 9, Jason Smith, Baylor.
That was the guy that I said nobody's getting him.
St. Louis Rams. Also,
How'd that work out? Is he still playing?
I'm just going to look up his bio.
Here's the deal. He is the Juan Pierre of the deal since he hasn't played in 2 years. So
that's right. Also,
no one got longtime Packer AJ Hawk.
Yeah, AJ Hawk, Glenn Dorsey, Eric Berry.
I should have got Barry.
Von Miller.
That got said.
Von Miller did get said. Yep.
Marcel Darius.
Marcel Darius was not said. Tyson Jackson was behind that. Jason Smith, Kansas City, LSU.
Was Julio Jones taken 6th overall?
I think so.
Lane Johnson?
Lane Johnson, yeah. I'm looking at. I had L. Johnson written down here. I'm like, I don't know what L. Johnson.
Who the hell is L. Johnson?
When was Morris Claiborne drafted?
He was drafted 6th overall in 2012.
Shit
house mouse.
Good run, guys.
Offensive linemen.
What did you say?
Wasn't there an offensive lineman taken like number 3 or number 1 overall by the Rams a couple years ago from Baylor?
And Jason Smith.
Number 2. That's the guy.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of him. I couldn't come up with his name.
Yeah, stop watching hockey and pay attention to us. We're doing a thing here.
I'm watching Charles Barkley act like a hawk.
Good.
We got one more for you if you're interested. Charlie, Drew, Marcus, Nathan Schottenkirk.
Fuck.
As far as I can tell, I don't know all the black quarterbacks that have been taken in the first round. I'm assuming there weren't many pre 1970 something. So at least I have what I consider a list here of the 16 black quarterbacks, the last 16 black quarterbacks taken in the first round. This may be all of them. There might be a strangler back in 26 maybe. But as far as I can tell, the last 16 quarterbacks that were black-skinned to be a first-round pick.
Starting with me.
Starting with Charlie.
I will go with my dog, Michael Vick.
Your dog. My dog. The dog is dead. Michael Vick. Drew.
Me. Okay. Josh Freeman.
God, hell, I don't know if he qualifies. Marcus.
Get your roll on. Dante Culpepper.
Fucking Culpepper. Stacking.
Marcus Russell.
J. Marcus Russell. Gone but not forgotten.
Purple Drank.
Purple shirt. Schottenkirk.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
And the lookup. Charlie.
I will go with the third, Robert Griffin.
Not the first or the second, the third one. Drew.
Tarvaris Jackson.
No. Second round pick.
64th overall.
Oh, it was a
Ooh,
first
this
round.
guy.
Oh, I thought we were all right. I thought it was just like the last forever.
16.
Okay.
First round picks. Marcus.
Vince Young.
Yes. Stripes.
Donovan McNabb.
McNoob. Yes. David.
Steve McNair.
Charlie.
Like 3 in a row of mine got taken there.
7 left.
I don't want to sit here and think for forever. I'll say Randall Cunningham.
No. Marcus.
Achilles Smith.
Achilles Smith.
That was my...
Stacking.
Now I have to think about this a little bit here.
I give Traxler a giant +1 for his evil laugh after stacking.
You're
freaked out.
Byron Leftwich.
Byron Leftwich, yes. David.
Man. Warren Moon.
Warren Moon, not on the list. We may have a new champ. There are 5 left. Marcus. It's Marcus and Stack, and a rivalry renewed. Rivalry's renewed. It's happening again.
It's just the being getting back together. By the way, we're appearing in Flandreau coming up in 2 weeks.
Very
Be
nice. Very nice.
The original, I think, Doug Williams.
I will accept Doug Williams. That is the last man on my list. Yes. Are Williams and Ree opening for you, or are you going to open for Williams and Ree?
No, they opened for us. That clown show.
Oh, Jesus. Stacking to stay alive. You got 1 foot dangling.
It's the small one, too.
Big hands, false, small feet.
No, 2 different sized feet.
Can you palm a ball with your foot?
Possibly. The right one, for sure. I don't know about the left.
Good.
All right.
4 black gentlemen have been selected in the first round that have not been said.
Mm-hmm.
25, 30 years or so.
Yep.
We're looking for one of the 4.
Yep. Well, I'm thinking, why don't you just fill some banter here?
Marcus.
Fuck up.
Marcus, do you have one in the kitchen there?
I think I have 2 here.
2.
Go to hell.
Is it a question of if they're black or not, or what's the?
Well, Me?
Yeah.
No. Like, there's one guy who's on the fence, but I'm not going to... He wasn't taken in the first round anyway, so...
Yeah.
I don't know how far back the draft goes. Does Frederick Douglass count?
Mm,
Oh,
yes.
E.J. Manuel.
E.J. Manuel on the list. 3 to go. Traxler.
Was Geno Smith said?
Geno Smith was not said.
I'll take him.
He's on the list.
That was quick. Back to stacking.
Oh, shit.
You know what? Wasn't Geno
I
a
thought
second
Geno
round?
was in the wasn't Geno in
Yes.
the second round?
Geno Smith, second round pick.
God damn it!
For the win. He was not on my list, but then you mentioned him as I should. I forgot him. But no, he was a second round pick.
Yeah.
You gotta get another one.
Second for the win. 3 to go.
3 to go. 3 to go.
Yeah, I got one.
Drew, what should the Jordan Schaefer, did he get hurt bad or what happened?
Yeah, his knee just shredded his knee. He'll be done forever.
Is he done? Seriously, he's done for a while?
I don't know. I think it was like a sprain.
What happened?
Hicks happened.
No, did he slide into a base or what happened?
Okay, so
Outfield?
Make, stack, and guess.
Yeah.
he was making a move to second base, and then he
He was at second?
tripped up on the grass behind first base because it was an errant throw. And then when he started to break for second base, he like tripped or whatever and hurt his knee.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yep.
Stacking, what do you got?
Yep. Shit.
10 seconds. If you don't guess in 10 seconds, you
10.
get shot. Hurry up.
9.
God.
8, 7, 6,
5.
4, 3,
3.
2, 1.
Jared Lorenzen. I think he's black enough.
Jared Lorenzen.
You literally could not have been more wrong.
Marcus.
In picking first-round African-American quarterbacks, he picked a white quarterback who was not even taken in the first round.
I know. 'Cause I had to throw out a quarterback, yes.
Keep thinking. Marcus has got one here. Keep thinking.
Was Andre Ware said?
No, is that your guess?
That is my guess.
Good, since I told you he wasn't taken. Marcus, this is you got the win here. There's 2 left, stacking. There's 2 to go. First round quarterbacks, black in skin color is the way we put it on the little ovals when you fill it out on ethnicity. These 2 gentlemen would fill out African American or black on that list. We'll put the clock on you again.
Yep.
10.
I don't know. Quincy Carter.
No. Close. Good guess. Good guess, but no. There are 2 men on this list. Drew has one.
Jason Campbell.
Jason Campbell's on the list, and
Jason Campbell.
it's amazing that we named 15 of the 16, and the one guy we didn't name was the last black quarterback taken. Would anybody like to take a guess at who was taken last year? In the
Teddy
first
Bridgewater. Oh
Huh.
my God.
That's interesting. Teddy Bridgewater. Whoa. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me?
I can't believe that.
I think Drew and I get a pass because we're not Vikings fans.
What?
So I guess that
the
wasn't
hell?
as big a deal.
Whoops.
Whoops! I was
I don't
waiting.
see color.
Well, I do, and there's black. So he did fairly well for not knowing the color of your skin, even though he doesn't see color. Imagine how good he would have done if he knows what color these people are.
It was just a lot of guessing.
Yes.
Well, maybe Stacking doesn't know. He guessed Jared Lorenzen.
Because I was gonna get shot if I didn't say it. Yeah.
Well, at least Charlie said Randall Cunningham. That's a black guy. That's at least.
Well, I should have said Quincy Carter.
Quincy Carter. That was a good guess. That was a good guess.
No,
To be fair, whenever I saw Randall Cunningham play, I only saw the green or the purple on his jersey.
Shattenkirk said Warren Moon. He was black.
And I saw that one time that guy tried to tackle him, and he kind of levitated above ground for a second and then threw a touchdown pass.
There you go.
I've got one question. I'll take 2 minutes if you guys are interested. Staying with the skin color thing, looking for
Asians.
the white guy with the most rushing yards in NFL history. He's 17th on the all-time list.
John Riggins.
Okay, that was fun.
Nice.
I was going to guess Larry Zonka, but obviously that was not the correct answer.
He's got like a Jew-fro, John Riggins. So maybe that's the question. Top white running backs, top 20 all time. Be prepared. Be prepared.
Brian
Who?
Brian Piccolo.
Jesus.
I don't know. He's in that movie Brian song that I've actually never seen. Everyone says it makes you cry, so I've gone out of my way to not see it because I don't like crying during movies.
Was Brian?
I don't think he got many rushing yards because of the cancer.
Was
true.
Was he the best singer football player ever?
No, that's Doug Flutie, man.
Singer. Doug Flutie's a singer.
Well, flute.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. I smell what you're cooking.
All right, good.
We'll end the draft here. Go down the line for all time. Charlie, the best player in this draft and the worst player, or if you want to say the worst bust in the first round.
For this year,
For this year's draft.
the best. I mean, I don't want to sit here and think for forever. I'll just go with the easy answer and agree with Schottenkirk that it'll be Leonard Williams. I think of the worst, you could just pick whoever's basically picked in the 7th round. But in terms
as far
of
as
guys, guys that'll go in the 1st round.
people that are something's expected of these guys. A bust of sorts.
I actually kind of like this guy, and I'll give you a different reason for it. I'll say it's Todd Gurley, not because he's not good, but because he has injury problems.
Okay. Drew.
I mean, what do you expect out of a number 1 quarterback?
Like if you think he won't be there in 4 years, that's pretty bad.
I mean, if the number 1 pick is supposed to be a all-pro caliber guy or go to a Super Bowl in his career, then maybe Winston's will be a disappointment.
If he has a career like Alex Smith, I would say that would be okay. That would be not meeting expectations, but not shit. You're around for 10 years.
I could kind of see Mariota becoming like an Alex Smith type, except maybe better. I don't know. I can't really say. I don't. I kind of like the idea of a running back being a bust because, I mean, it's just so hard, and there's so many running backs who are taken in the 7th round who aren't drafted who have success. So it's not that difficult for a first-round running back to just not pan out. I mean, it takes one injury.
Don Crockett going to fail out.
Well, I'll go with Gordon. The running back's going to be busts.
You're going to be the shitty player. Yeah.
The good player.
Like the Hall of Fame, assuming there's a Hall of Famer out there, maybe.
Dear God.
Or a All-Pro, a perennial All-Pro, one of the best 2-3 players at his position for a long time.
I mean, there's a lot of really good wide receivers now, but Amari Cooper came to mind for me. And he's playing in Oakland in this draft, so.
Yes.
Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland. Oh, that's a lot better.
Yeah, not any better.
Cooper's going to be really good. I don't know how good he's going to be, but he'll be fine.
Very good. Mr. Marcus Draxler.
Yeah, Drew stole mine. Amari Cooper, I think, will be the best player in this draft.
Really? Right.
I mean, provided it's not injuries, I hope he kills it. I'm gonna say Dante Fowler as the bust that's a top 10 guy.
Does his name just like, yeah, he's a bust, Dante Fowler. He seems like a bust.
This is why I'm saying bust. I don't want to pick against a guy named Bud. I just like Bud.
Oh, jeez, I forgot old Bud. Between him and Winston, I don't know who I'm gonna pick.
I just like Bud, so go Bud.
Go Bud. Stacking.
Best defensive player, Sheldon Williams. Best offensive player.
Sheldon Williams. Leonard.
I don't. Sheldon.
You have paint on the mind too much.
Best offensive player, Todd Gurley. Either Eric Armstead or Alvin Dupree. Bud Dupree.
Leonard Wilkerson.
Okay, so Eric Armstead's you're a shitty player?
Or Dupree. Either one of them.
Dupree. David.
Best 1 and 1A, Leonard Williams, Amari Cooper. My bust. Absolute surefire bust, in my opinion, Randy Gregory.
Randy Gregory.
I think if Randy Gregory goes to a 3-4 team, he could be fantastic. If they make him be a 4-3 defensive end, he'll be out of the NFL in 4 years.
It was Amari Cooper and Leonard Williams, or?
Gregory, for me, his 3 knocks. His production fell off the map. He's a shithead, and people are realizing that he doesn't have a true position.
Cooper was your good guy with who?
Cooper and Williams 1 and 1A.
What about your guy, Danny Shelton?
1B. I think there's, honestly, and this might sound ludicrous, I think there's 3 Hall of Famers in this class and not much else.
Okay. I will go the best player in this draft will be Devontae Parker, receiver from Louisville, and the worst player will be Jameis Winston, quarterback, Florida State. So, an hour 45 for the mock draft, 30 minutes of trivia, 10 minutes of draft. So, enjoy the draft. 7 o'clock tomorrow. Stack, and I know you'll be watching Twitter to get the picks ahead of time since you like that a whole hell of a lot.
Fuck that.
So enjoy this TV show. That's on a delay of about 10 minutes. So, Marcus, do you have a problem watching Twitter so you know what the hell's going on before it happens?
I always say that I'm not gonna do it, and then I do it anyway. So I'm just so ingrained with Twitter all the time. So why not have that be my thing during the draft? Plus, you get some insight into the trades. They're not mentioning the trades much on TV. So, and I don't want to hear Ray Lewis. Thankfully, he's not working on the draft this year, but I don't want to listen to him talk. So why not just have my head buried in my phone and checking out them trades?
Any final thoughts? Anybody got a final thought?
This draft class sucks ass.
Let's do this. This is the other Kriens question. Everyone goes around and picks their favorite team. If you could take anyone number 1 overall, and I realize that this is sort of not as good for Drew this year because they pick one. But to word it the way Kriens would, who would make you the most hard if your team took in the first round?
Who would not? I mean, I'm with David here. Nobody's making me. Devontae Parker's making me hard. Even though do it. There's no defensive guy. There's no big-time cornerback. Parker, hard.
Okay. I just want to. I'm not interested in you being hard, but I am interested in this idea that we did not discuss. What about the Vikings taking a running back? Is that just stupid, or what do you think?
I'll take third round, fourth round. They'll take a guy.
I know, but what if they just say, "Yeah, we're going to take Todd Gurley"?
No, that's not fine. That's not fine at all.
Enjoy Buck Allen in the 3rd or 4th round.
All right, I'll take Buck Allen.
Does David Cobb, the Boise State guy, any of them, all of them?
David Cobb.
Jaya?
Any of them and all of them. This Northern Iowa guy.
Is he getting drafted?
I'll say Zach Zenner will not get drafted, and he'll go to the Denver Broncos.
Fuck that.
He'll never play in a game, or / he'll never get a carry or touch in a game.
Wow.
Where do you think he's going? Where do you think he's going? Bold indeed, yes.
I think Baltimore. I don't mind the Denver pick. There's a thought out there that he could go to Green Bay, filling behind Kuhn once because Kuhn's got 1 year left. But I'll say either Baltimore or Indianapolis with Philly as a wild card, and he gets drafted in the 5th or 6th round.
Okay. David,
I think he goes to San Diego in the 6th round.
San Diego 6th round. Marcus,
I think he goes undrafted.
good. Drew,
New England, undrafted.
nice.
Wow.
Charlie, Miami, let's go.
Best of the best, Mr. Irrelevant, Zach Zenner. I don't know who has that pick.
Let's look it up. Let's look it up.
He'll get traded around probably. I don't know.
Yeah, how's that work? That someone's like, no, we're going to trade back. We want the last pick of the draft.
I don't think we can because it's a compensatory pick, and compensatory picks cannot get traded.
Dumb.
Well done, Stacken. Well done. There you go.
That's somebody who watched a lot of day 3 of the draft, man.
That's fascism saying you can't trade compensatory picks.
Change the rules.
Yeah, I'm
Change the rules.
socialist.
Yeah, I mean, hell, the NBA is going to trade rules for offensive goaltending now because the Clippers got robbed. So stupid.
No NBA. Save it for the regular show.
What are they doing? They got screw you. You if you got a dumb shit at the center that can't shoot free throws and goaltends, you deserve to lose. Go to hell. I'll do it for this edition of the huh? Eh?
Jack,
He's going to play.
The fuck was that?
Send me your mock draft, Stacking.
Okay. I have to make a couple of changes here.
All right, well, just send it.
Okay. What's your email address?
You know my email.
Billy Johnson at suckacock.org.
right.
Last pick in the draft, Arizona Cardinals. So that's where he's going.
That's where he's going.
I don't know why we still do this show.
I do have a source locked in with the Cardinals that says Zenner's not even on their board.
It's all a smokescreen.
I'm just telling you right now. I know someone who is in Arizona who knows people. I do.
Michael Wilbon.
No, Wilbon's in LA right now, but he does have a summer home in Arizona. So
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Peter Reifenrath.
Good night.
Reed Burkhardt.
no,
Okay.
you don't know him.
Okay. So for Mr. Rahman and Hildebrand and Larry and Stacken and David and Travis and everybody, we'll be back shortly on a Sunday to talk about who got picked and where they got picked. Right here, inside the Sports Law.